All right, so recently the city council voted narrowly 7-6 to give an additional $500,000 to the Minneapolis Police Department after they requested it, and they gave it to them. And they asked for it to kind of hire in other officers from out of the city, which is happening anyways, or in different departments. And the reaction was twofold. And this, I've learned that there's a game played in how you allow people to speak at different budget hearings and Zoom calls and whatnot. And I saw it happen with the CDD, where the Minneapolis Board of Education would play only certain messages supporting the CDD, and then they play one or two that were against it. And you gotta look at the game on that. Just it's all gamey. It's total game right there. And so with the 500K, they're letting people come in on the budget hearing, and they definitely they had the work cut out for them. So the first budget hearing, which I believe was about a week ago, middle of November, and it went for 6 hours. Over 166 people called in, and you had 90 seconds to say something. 90 seconds. So with that being said, the question is, when they take these suggestions, do they use them and like say, okay, you know, that's a really compelling story. We gotta address that. You know, we gotta talk to Arredondo about that. And what's happening is you're getting these budget hearings about the 500K that's going forward and what the budget's going to be for 2021. Right now, it's proposed as $9 million to affordable housing, $24 million to the health department, and $179 million to the police department. And mind you this, the police department this year is already $5.8 million over budget. So again, we talk about failing upwards. If you thought that amount of money was going to help you, hey man, I just need $5 million more. Can you help me out with just $5 million more? I swear. What is happening in the department that they need $5 million more? Like, there's something wrong going on, or there's something dysfunctional and not serving itself going on. So, and when the product is Chia Fong Vu, Fong Lee, Terrence Franklin, Philando Castile, George Floyd, Justine Damon. I mean, when the product is killing innocent people, Thurman Blevins, let me not forget. What's going on? We're paying you money to kill us, and that's at the extreme point. Dial it down a little bit. Fear tactics. Dial it up a little bit. Cause trauma in the communities. We're paying an agency to come in and cause all these things. Now, pause for a second. Don't take it as extremism. I'm not saying no police. I'm saying, what the hell are they doing with all that money? Like, there's a cultural incompetency there. Like, let's just get at that right now. Don't take it to, he wants to abolish the police. Like, no. Just turn it down a notch. I'm just saying, the hell's going on with all this money? Like, when you can only fail so far with the $179 million, that's a lot of money. What are we doing? And where could we put it elsewhere to possibly amend the pain and the trauma that the cops have already caused? Now, let's get to the point of the lying. A very large part, because you had city council members, Andrea Jenkins and Alondra Cano, say that they were going to defund the police in June. Then, going forward, they then said, actually, they voted to give the police an additional $500,000. With that being said, what you're looking at is you're looking at elected officials that said one thing, hey, we're going to do this. I'm going to do this thing. And then 4 months later say, you know, actually, not only am I not going to do that thing, I'm going to do the opposite. So do you want that from your elected officials? Do you want that from your city council? Do you think that's fair to you for that to happen? And what do you want your city council to be going forward? I mean, I think it was in 2015, City Pages ran an article on Cano saying that she used tax money to go on a trip to Spain. So you're looking at a lot of cultural incompetency and just kind of the truth being withheld as a theme with these city council members. So what kind of council members do you want going forward? And what will that look like? And those discussions and forums be like, like going forward, because this is a gross, like just a gross act of going back on your word in just like grassroots community. Like this is like, these are like city council members, people that have, you know, their constituents that surround them, and then they just go back on their word. It's insane, but it also happens without any conversation. It happens on a Zoom call that you get kind of omitted from. You can maybe submit 90 seconds to say something about it, but it's going to happen anyways. So how much agency do we have as people, and what is the 500K going towards in that regard when the police have $179 million a year? $500,000 is what they use a day. So the $500,000 is less even useful, but more symbolic in the realms of, yes, we have this money, but city council will do what we say. And you kind of see what the power structure is, right? Who answers to who? You know, does Arredondo answer to Fry? Does Bob Kroll answer to Arredondo? Probably not. And that being said, if they ask for 500K more, at what point does that stop? Like, when does that become a slippery slope? Cops need more money. Give it to them. Cops need more money. Give it to them. Could that happen for affordable housing? Because a 500,000 would have been the 18th of the budget proposed for affordable housing. An 18th. That's huge. So the question is, what I'm getting down to is, what do you want going forward for your city council? Like, do you want them to go back on their word like that? Or do you believe that was the move that they had to make? Or in tandem with that, what do you think the budget should be for the MPD? What do you think the budget should be? Because $179 million is that's a lot of money. And it's going in a lot of different places. And it militarizes a lot of stuff going on. So I'm curious what folks think about that going forward. Now, again, not talking about abolition or anything like that. We'll get into that later. But for this discussion particularly, what do you think the budget should be, and what do you think the city council should be? I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are on that. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.